That was loud.
And actually there's some, but now we don't need necessarily the light. These are now the introductions for the prizes.
Yeah. Just a couple of them.
So this is the award for the best sport watch.
And as you can see, the style didn't need really, I mean, we wanted to be epic, but at the same time not to take it too seriously because it was not, I mean, yeah.
That was the prize for the Golden Needle, which is actually the best watch of the year. So a little making of, showing some things. So this is actually this was another project that we did before. And we could use this as a basis for making this robot. So we took this, we had this already in 3D in Blender, and we kind of took it away, took the pieces and rebuilt a robot. Some of the renders, these are just rendered for the first project. You can see all the little pieces that we had on hand to play with. And now we're going to pass again to Blender.
So while Olivier loads up the file, I can tell you that this model is made out of some files that were delivered to the company before. I mean, for doing these renderings, the product visualization you've seen before. And at that time, the pieces were just coming out from the technical, the CAD softwares. So they were just converted and imported into Blender and maybe texturized a little bit, but they were very heavy, of course. So we needed, so for a piece like this one, there were like, I don't know, 100,000 of vertices. Yeah, I mean, this is the light version. So we had to spend quite some time for some pieces to either redo them or retopologize them or simplify them in order to make them fit in the rig, fit in the character, also to slow down, to speed up render times. So this 100 megabyte robot is our model. For this robot, we actually had a proxy, low resolution version and a high resolution version. This is the one we used for the animatic. So they share the same rig, and this version has it has the same dimensions and the same important parts that need to be seen when animated. The other part is exactly the same, but it has more pieces and some drivers that make some automated animation, like some gears spinning automatically when an arm moves. Maybe Olivier is going to show you. Yeah. If he manages, okay. This is the layer of the gears. So for instance, if we rotate this is going to work on its own. Again, to add a little bit of subtle animation for free. Oh. And yeah, something flips because, I mean, this rig was not built on 2.5, so it was just ported and there are some issues. We are going to work on this again, so we will fix the next, I mean,
in the project. So basically that's like driven actions, right?
Yes.
So that's how you drive the action of the moving.
Exactly. I think Olivier did it, so I can tell you better.
The wheels, the gears.
Yeah, yeah. Would you explain like how it's
It's not driven action, it's just drivers. Like,
driven.
but driven.
It's a
Yeah.
fast of drive.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not
that
actions, like an NLA actions that you can drive. Is that what you meant?
Oh no, I mean like.
It's just normal objects.
Yeah, no, never
That you
manual
drive.
actions. Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
okay.
you just drive. Like you add a keyframe of the wheel here, and then a bit rotated, and then you control that eyeball.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so whenever this angle goes from this to this one, then you have to rotate the wheel. And so we could also have a mathematical thing that some of the wheels have to go the opposite way. Otherwise, they just crash in together. Is there something you wanted maybe to add to this thing? No?
You want to add something?
No? And
I don't know.
it's just information.
Are there any questions? Do you want an extended tutorial on how to build one of these things? Yes,
Yeah?
Question?
The entire robot, we already had these pieces, so I think it took 1 week and a half, 2 weeks to make the robot. Then there's rigging. No, I also building together. The rig is the same.
Yeah, I mean, for this one, we had to polish up a little bit, as I was saying before. But during the first week, we were putting together the model, and then I started doing the animation. You have just seen the first one with all the spinning parts, which is just one version of the robots with all the pieces almost hand animated. So meanwhile, I was doing this job of putting around all the gears. Olivier was rigging it. So in 1 week, then. The week after, we were already able to start the first animations, like the one of the Aguirre and so on.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to show you some of how we did this, because with all these pieces, it was quite complex. So we had to cut the whole scene in different groups that we added. So this, for instance, is the little. There are 4 pieces in the beginning that explode and raise. So this is one of them, and then you just duplicate. So you have the 4, and you change the timing. So that's also a way that we had to deal with optimizing the animation process. We cannot animate 4 of these, each piece by piece. So we did one, and we changed the timing so that they raise how we want. For the rendering, I just wanted to do a little, how do you say, parenthèse,
yes.
a break, something. We used an in-house system that I built a long time ago, which is called Blender, and it allows, in a very small environment, as we are like 5 computers, it allows to just dispatch the renderings, the scenes, and also to organize a bit the work, because we know which scene is being rendered, which scene we can re-render, and it's very messy because I'm not a programmer, so I patched and created things on top of each other. It's working right now, but it needs a lot of installation. Right, Francesco?
Yeah, but it's going to get a very cool new interface, so all the programming problems are going to fade away in the back.
Maybe.
Nobody will notice.
So another of these breaks, because we are going to pass to the third robot.
Yeah.
And so, if you want, I want to say hi to all my family, my wife, and
Me
everyone.
Too. Ciao, mamma. Hi. You know, Italians, they always have their mama at home that is watching them, so.
And you, Pablo? Maybe, you know. No.
You never know.
So that's the third one. It's called Optimus Time. This name is a bit more, I say, Optimus Prime, Optimus Time, you know. And it was also because in this case we had to do the client asked us a transformer. As to the other projects, they wanted a robot that is inspired more by their company. Here, it was really a transformer. Pablo did a drawing, some ideas of an earlier robot, and in the end, it was like, nah, we want something more. How did he say? Well, it was just do it more transformer. So we ended up doing this guy.
Yeah, they actually asked for like an Optimus Prime. We want an Optimus Prime. Okay, well, that's not possible.
No.
But we can make an Optimus Time.
So again, this robot is based on a watch. One of our clients, they also had the 3D models from their, I don't know, SolidWorks or CATIA system, and we imported these files to make this one. Again, a bit about the timing. I think it is something like this.
Yeah, I had to leave halfway. Well, sorry.
But the robot was done. No, the robot was done, and
yeah, there were only a few shots left to be done. But I think it was even less than that. 3 weeks, I would say. Well, one rendering, right? There was a lot of ray tracing, so.
Yeah, and right, there's maybe 1 week for the real-time watch. This project. So let's have a look at the movie. So that was the movie. They used it actually for a press conference because they created this new watch, which I'm not going into details, but it's just it's an amazing watch, very complicated,
expensive,
and fancy, and it has amazing, mysterious tourbillon and very specialist things from the watchmaking industry that I also don't really understand the details, but. So this was used for introducing the watch the first time. It was also used on these big screens during the whole exhibition. So this is the first view of the watch actually in 3D, when you just get the files and you get all these, well, you can see it's quite complicated. Had to clean a bit, and doing some basic things like understanding how this file is done, which piece belongs where, what is important, what is not, all these things. We need to also sometimes ask the watchmaker, hey, is this actually metal or plastic? Is this moving? Is this not? So that we know a bit, what exactly is this watch? After that, we ended up doing a rendering. And so, actually, from this kind of watch that you have, after, how do you make a robot, Pablo? You want the answer?
How do you make a robot? No. Yeah,
you open it.
Wow. Yeah, that's one of the most complicated parts. Is like how to get to understand how it's horrible how it's made. I mean, I don't know the number of pieces, but it's really a pain, and you have to start like thinking ahead, like imagine how the robot will look like, and okay, what we can use. I mean, we have to make legs and stuff out of it, like arms. So you have to think like, okay, we can use that for the arm, and maybe that for the back of the legs, and maybe we can split this. And the idea at the beginning was not to cut much, like try to keep it as much like complete as possible, but then no, it's not possible. I mean, where do you put that thing? Or it's just all these little tiny pieces there. It's just too complicated. So you start to merge some objects, to clean some others, to not to use some parts, make your own parts. Yeah, you have to cheat, of course. It's not that.
And also to use like 2 or 3 times the same part. That's also cheating.
A lot of cheating, yes. Like. Wow, yeah, it's insane. So, like, for example, where all these pieces came up from? Like, I remember some of them, like the back of the watch. That one is it's really clear. We had to use that one, and but still, it's like you get the model and you don't really know how it's built. I mean, sometimes you get watches that are not even made yet, so you couldn't even have like a real thingy, so you have to guess. And in this case, you built this part. So, how do you do it?
I think you try. You see if it works, and not, then you erase. You take another part. You turn it and you scale it. No, scale it not. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's like you have to fake a lot. Like suddenly the piece that was really tiny, it has a really cool shape. So hey, what if we use this a couple times? Yeah, and then suddenly you have like the little needles, like the size of the leg or the size of the wrist. And
I think this part, this red part, is actually much smaller.
Yeah, wait, but it's so cool because it has all these details in it. So we have to use it, put it everywhere. So nice. But you also have to keep, like, you have to give a style to the robot and try to resemble to the actual watch, right? So you have to think, okay, what's the most important? What gets your eyes on the watch? Whether you remember after, like, if I show you the watch quickly, then I hide it. Okay, what do you remember about it? It was red. It was cool. Cool, yeah. It was fancy. It looked expensive. And then yes, that's how you try to build and speed up all the process, because you have to work with that. You have to make something out of it. So you end up removing a lot of parts that I don't know if the client. I don't think the client knows it, but. Like that. Where do you put all these little tiny pieces of... I don't know. Hey, have a face here. Yeah.
So now we're going to look at the robot itself. Yeah. I wish. I think it would be like 50 times the price of the movie or something. So yes, I want one.
You can get funding for the next movie with selling one of that.
Just one.
Yeah.
I think even we could make a lot of durian movies
with one of these watches.
I don't know. It's just amazing. So that's the robot now in its nearly full form. There are some pieces missing in the inside. So I'm going to find them. So that's the full version. And I have to say that we are now using 2.5, and it's always on the same computer. But it's actually kind of answering. I mean, you can turn things around, and in 2.49, no way. It will be like. So
wow,
really, I did.
That's VBO or?
That's VB. I think mostly. We can try.
Nice. The table. Make it slow. Wow.
Without.
With. Yay! Wow. It's pretty good. I hope the developers looking at this.
So I'm just going to show quick some of the rigging things to give it a bit more mechanical parts. We did not have the budget of doing a real every piece moving, so we had to find some ways to cheat. So you can see some of moving a bit, and also, but that's a secret. Sometimes they overlap, but we don't show it in the movie, and that's also something that in production is very useful, clever to do. Is just you know where your things are, and you focus on what you see. So
and what it works.
And when it works, yeah. Again, for this one, we also had the simplified version because we needed to animate. So
it really helps a lot when you want
fast.
to make when you want to really see like 24 frames per second real animation. You can move the whole thing. So you miss a little bit of the details, so that's why sometimes on the final product you see some overlapping pieces or something, because of course you work with a low poly version, and then if you don't check really fine detail of all the overlapping objects, you get issues. Whoa, what's that?
So again, for instance, this is the chest, and also when you're making a robot of this kind of product, the thing is the client has to recognize his product, his watch. So of course we have a lot of small gears and metallic part, but we also had to find the main features of the watch. So basically this is called a tourbillon. It's
like a turbine, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
It's the thing that gives the movement the watch, and it's a very complicated thing. But this is also what gives the price to the watch.
It's important.
And this is the thing that actually gives the time, because this this watch is it's a chronograph, so it can count how many seconds passed when you are running around the house. But it's only this is the main thing. Giving the time is the secondary function of this watch. So it's here.
It's true. It's sad, but it's true. Yeah. But also that piece, the shape of that piece is also sort of the trademark for Cousteau's, right? And like the really masculine shape and
it's
black,
their style.
and it's their design. So you have to keep that in mind. Not you, but us. For the client, we're happy.
So 21. Okay. Here are some other renders that we did also. Sometimes they ask, in the middle of the process, they ask also, can we have a render of this? Because we are going to make an advertisement in a magazine or something. So we took out some. Again, just to see the differences, but at the same time, the inspiration from this watch. You can really see the red parts here that are, I think, this piece, the Cousteau's, of course, this is the name of the company. These red chest things are here.
It's like the little frame of the buttons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
of the
it
buttons.
is. Sort of.
Yeah. And this, look at this.
Ooh.
What is this? This is a screw, but it's not. That's from the model.
Yeah.
I think the screw in this case would be something very like hidden here somewhere, holding one piece. Maybe it's even here, the one holding here. So you see,
I thought it was the ones on the side, but since you have the thing covering it, you don't really see it. So, but in the inside, it looks cool. If you break your watch and you look inside, it's actually pretty good.
We can see the watch because, as I said, we also had to do a real-time model of this watch because they wanted to show all the new things that was in this watch. So let me just load it. so as we had the watch already in Blender, I thought about trying the game engine to see what we can do with it. So I just have to warn you, it's going to be a bit slow because this is not the best machine, and I think I need the electricity, the power. I heard something? So we recreated this, used this watch, and we didn't have the time to optimize it. So it's going, it could be much faster, but it's still going.
But it actually, did it touch anything here? Yeah, here. Actually, I remember the first time you tried this, you weren't even supposed to do it. It was like, it's just fun. Okay, let's have a press P to see if it loads. And then the client got excited. That was also really good. Nice.
Yeah,
so this is
that's true.
2.49's. Yeah, because we got excited with the, let's see GLSL if it can handle. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, looks.
I think, yeah, like here, there should be this special effect of this piece. And so there are things like you can go watch the front or the back, and you can also like open it like this, like this, too. And the thing is quite complicated, so we had to have like layers so that we can take out the pieces, and you can see that now it's going much faster.
The actual velocity, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then once we have this is the heart of the things that they also wanted to show. So let's take away the tourbillon thing, and I'm not going to explain again because it took a while to explain some of these technical novelties. There are some patterns, but you can see whenever I press M, it's going to do this action so that the watchmaker could explain what exactly they realized in this piece. So I was like here to show, and this running around. And I think we can rebuild the watch somehow, taking all the pieces, closing, and getting back the tourbillon, and that's it. Okay.
Any questions so far? We have 5 minutes left, I believe.
Okay.
Yes?
Can you play the animation again?
Yes. Whoa, what's
That's something, I don't know.
You have
Again,
free time, right?
When it's rendering, rendering, Pablo, not free time, rendering.
Oh yeah, it's work. It's work.
It is. Actually, it is work, you know?
Is it?
I don't have it here, but they loved their robot, and they had a party also. So this is one of these animations, not the 5 together. But one of these, for the VG, they had this party, and the VG, so we did, I think, 5 or 6 loops of kind of dance, going around, turning around, and the VG could like say, okay, I want this, and he adds it with live stream from inside the discotheque.
Do you use like live reference from you, like you tape yourself for like video or something? Ah, yeah, definitely. He used reference, yeah.
So,
the video once more, and then
the video. This one. Then, this one.
No.
The video. No, well, I mean this one. This robot.
Yes,
yeah.
I think so. Do you want to see the this?
We missed the first part when you guys played it.
Oh right, yes, yeah. This video
of this
the
one?
Optimus time, yes.
So I think.
Yeah, I think we have no. Yeah, we have 1 minute. Any questions? Yeah, this
Yes.
project is 100% Blender.
Blender internal.
Blender internal even. Really internal.
Yeah.
Really internal.
Did you have the music beforehand, or did you get the music delivered afterwards?
No.
No, this is we get the music after. No, for this
Halfway, I
project halfway, kind of,
Yeah.
and then we adapt the timing that we had. But basically, except for the first movie, the H7 one, this one we did the movie and the compositor did the music for the whole movie. But it's 6 minutes, and it was nice music, I think. So let's see. Maybe I can show you. Oh, I can show you.
No, I think we
No?
have. I mean, there's another talk coming. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tone.
Yeah.
It's wrapping up already.
Yeah, it's the last one.
It's over. It's over.
So that was for the 3 robots that we did, and we did some other projects, and hopefully we are going to do some others.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Any questions?
We'll wait for Ton. You had a good time on the Blender conference? Yeah? Yeah. Thai food? Did you recover from yesterday?